Okay, a note to my YouTube subscribers. This video is going to be for a class that I'm doing. And a note to my classmates, if you wish to comment, you may create a YouTube account, but you must use my YouTube screen name, which is RML695, if you wish to address me directly. This video is going to be a little overview on how I use technology on a daily basis. Now, unfortunately, screen capture in QuickTime does not allow me to show you a magnified image, but if you can see where my arrow is, you'll need to basically follow my arrow to get an idea of what area is being focused on right now. So right now what you're seeing is the whole screen. So follow my arrow. I'm going to start on the bottom right, and I'm going to go up to the top. This is the top of my screen right now. This is what I'm seeing. This is the very top of my screen. If I go to the left, this is the end of my screen. Go down, and about here is the end of my screen. So that gives you an idea of what is zeroed in on. Right now it's the QuickTime player. So I'm going to hide this. And now I'm going to show you VoiceOver. I'm going to activate it by pressing Function Command F5. And what VoiceOver does is, you heard our professor speaking to my classmates. You heard my professor speaking earlier in the course about images and inserting images into our DocuWiki. Well, he was talking about having it tagged appropriately for screen readers. You're about to see one in action if you never have. This should be very interesting for you.
VoiceOver on Finder, desktop.
So right now I'm on the desktop. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the magnifiers.
You are currently on a scroll area. To begin interacting with the contents of this scroll area, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
That Control, Option, Shift, down arrow will be very important when we get to the web. Now there's nothing on the desktop to interact with, so I'm going to disable the zoom, like I said, Option, Command 8.
System zoom off.
This box here in the lower left-hand corner is what VoiceOver is saying, so it should be very easy to follow. So I'm going to hit Function, Control, Option, Command, F8.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the VoiceOver Quick Start. To resume where you left off, press the right arrow key. To start at the beginning, press the left arrow key.
So I'm going to hit the left arrow key, just go back at the beginning and show you what this is all about.
The VoiceOver Quick Start. In this Quick Start, you'll learn the location of important keys on your keyboard and important VoiceOver commands. You can exit the Quick Start at any time and finish it later. To advance through the Quick Start panels, use the arrow keys. The arrow keys are arranged in an inverted T to the right of the main keyboard keys, or in the bottom right corner of a portable computer keyboard. Now continue to the next panel by pressing the right arrow key. To exit at any time, press the Escape key. Panel 1 of 23.
I should note that the person who's speaking right now, his name is Alex. He's the only voice on the market that I know of that can physically breathe. Electronic voices, for those of you who are not familiar, sound pretty robotic. This happens to be one of the more human-sounding ones. Now, they've gotten better over the years, but back when he first came out with Leopard in 2007, 2008, this was huge for the community. So I'm going to hit the right arrow, and I should also note that neither Linux nor Windows have screen readers that will do this. What they will do is they will basically leave you to fend for yourself. On the Macintosh, there's a little dialog that comes up and asks if you want to enter this Quick Start guide. And I think that that's a really huge strength.
Practicing what you learn, many Quick Start panels include an area where you can use VoiceOver to practice the commands you just learned about on the panel. The Quick Start plays a sound to indicate when practice begins and ends. When VoiceOver starts and is ready for practice, you will hear the following sound. When VoiceOver stops, you will hear the following sound. Now continue to the next panel by pressing the right arrow key. Panel 2 of 23.
Now, I'm going to get out of this because for those of you who do have a Macintosh, you can explore this for yourself. There's no extra software to install. It comes built in. To start VoiceOver again, it's Function Command F5. You'll get that dialog, and then you just hit the V key if you know VoiceOver, or you hit spacebar to go into the tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and quit out of here.
VoiceOver on Finder, desktop.
So I'm going to move over to the right by I'm using Mac OS X Lion, so I'm going to use my gesture 3-finger swipe.
Empty space, Safari, Apple, Window, Toolbar.
So right now I'm in a toolbar. We can navigate.
You are currently on a toolbar. To interact with the items on this toolbar, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
So this is very, very helpful. Let me go ahead and just get you to an image here. Once I, I'm not interacting, never mind.
HTML content. Interact with HTML content link, app.
So everything's divided up into boxes, and you need to interact with each box, as it were. So I'm going to navigate.
Link, leaving navigation landmark, search support, edit text. You are currently on a text field inside of HTML content. To enter text in this field, type. The help tag is access key available, S.
Now, that help tag was not very well written. At least to me, it's confusing. This is an example of an improperly written help tag, and it just goes to show you what we see for those of us who have no vision at all. Now, I've got some vision, and my primary method of utilization of our course is the magnifier. But for those of you who may be interacting with somebody who's entirely blind, this is what they'd be going through.
Link image, iPhone 4S.
So link image, iPhone 4S. So basically,
you are currently on a link inside of HTML content. To click this link, press Control, Option, Space.
So as you can see, we've got the iPhone here, and it told us that it's the picture of the iPhone. And remember, we were talking about those help tags. This is those image tags. This is exactly what he was talking about. If these images are not labeled properly, then it can really throw somebody off.
Press link image, iPhone 4S.
Now, it's just going to take a moment to... right now, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think sometimes VoiceOver can remain in focus from a previous page. So, to get out of that, Control Option left arrow.
Back button.
So see, we're back up at the toolbar.
Forward, dim button.
And we're interacting with the toolbar. I'm going to stop interacting by hitting Control Shift Option up arrow.
You are currently on a button inside of a toolbar. Stop interacting with toolbar. HTML content. HTML content. Interact with HTML content link, Apple. Entering navigation landmark, link, store, link, Mac, link, iPod, link, iPhone, link, iPad, link, iTunes.
So you get the idea. I'm going to get out of here. We'll go back to the desktop.
Finder, desktop.
And now I'm going to hit Command Space.
Spotlight, edit text.
Now I'm going to search.
Oh. Top hit, VoiceOver utility. 7 items, 8 displayed.
So I'm going to hit Enter on this.
Finder, desktop, VoiceOver utility, window, utility categories, table, row 1 of 10. General, selected, has keyboard focus.
So I'm just going to go through here real quick and show you what's here.
Verbosity. Speech. Navigation. Web. Sound, web.
Let's check out this web navigation area.
Navigation, selected tab, 1 of 3. Page loading tab, 2 of 3. Web router tab, 3 of 3. Navigate web pages by. DOM order navigate web pages by. Selected radio button, 1 of 2. Grouping items navigate web pages by. Radio button, 2 of 2.
Now I'm not entirely sure what DOM order is.
When navigating web tables. Group items within when navigating web tables. Speak column and row numbers. Checkbox.
So this can show.
You are currently on a checkbox. Speak column and row numbers. Checkbox.
I'm going to let it speak the help tag for the checkbox.
You are currently on a checkbox. To select or deselect this checkbox, press Control, Option, Space.
Okay. So you can see you can customize how VoiceOver navigates. Let's get to the web rotor because that's interesting.
Group, page loading, web rotor, tab, 3 of 3. Press web rotor, tab, 3 of 3. Select a checkbox to enable or disable an item. To reorder the items, use Command, up arrow and Command, down arrow.
And this list is basically, for the web rotor...
You are currently on a text element.
If you have your thumb and index fingers on the touchpad on a Mac, or on your screen if you're on an iOS device, you can rotate them. Think about turning a dial. Think about turning a physical dial. And this list is what you will see in the web rotor. So let's see what options we have.
Item order, table, no selection. Interact with item order, table, row 1 of 19. Item order, links, checked checkbox. Item order, headings, checked checkbox. Form controls, checked checkbox. Web spots, checked checkbox.
I can't remember exactly what web spots are. Again, I am not a full-time VoiceOver user, but this is just...
You are currently on a check.
This is just giving you an idea. This is essentially quicker navigation areas, so things like headings and whatnot.
Tables, checked checkbox. Landmarks, checked checkbox. Auto web spots, unchecked checkbox. Frames, unchecked checkbox. Buttons, unchecked checkbox. Text fields, unchecked checkbox. Images, unchecked checkbox.
So you can actually have it, you can quickly navigate by images, but again, if those
currently on a checkbox.
If those images are not properly tagged, then people are going to feel lost, because just because an image is there and they can't see it doesn't mean they don't want to know more about it.
Lines, unchecked checkbox. Lists, unchecked checkbox.
So you get the idea. This was primarily meant to be a quick introductory video.
You are currently on a checkbox inside of a table. To select or deselect this checkbox, press Control, Option, Space. To navigate the cells within this table, press Control, Option, and then up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, or right arrow.
This is supposed to be just a quick video of how a screen reader would work, and again, I'm using VoiceOver as an example, but if you're on a PC, you've got, if you're running Windows, you've got JAWS, Window Eyes, NVDA, which is my favorite because it adheres to the general public license for open source software, and open source software, again, like our professor said in the beginning, that's what we're using to create our DocuWiki. DocuWiki is an open source website. There's also, there are other alternatives as well. On Linux, the only screen reader available at this time is Orca. But for those of you who are in the educational sector, I don't expect Linux to be in wide use in the classroom, at least not where we are. But that's basically a little overview of how a screen reader works and how you can now, and how you can see what a screen reader does to a website, and you can use that information to make your websites more accessible. So when we get into JavaScript, you might want to take a look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and switch off VoiceOver.
VoiceOver off.
And that'll conclude this video. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.